into our final topic, is Jon Watts is set to direct a Star Wars series. And that Star Wars series, is it's at least one episode. Is going to be this grammar rodeo that its code-name as. So the plot details are scarce. The Illuminati reported the cast and breakdowns. Uh, uh, Lead roles between the ages of 11 to 12, as well as an older 30 to 40-year-old man. Murphy's Multiverse backed up the report. Bespin Bulletin says the project will begin filming in Manhattan Beach in early summer, uh, and that it's a High Republic show with the working title Grabber Rodeo, reported by Cinelinx, and it's called the Stranger Things in Space. And obviously, there's the Acolyte as well. So, first off, Alex, I want to ask you, um, what do you think about Jon Watts joining the Star Wars universe?
Well, he
And they
had.
also say in this article, by the way, that Favreau is producing.
He's had major success with the Mandoverse. So, or sorry, you got me confused.
You were thinking
Uh,
of Favreau. My bad.
yeah,
That's my fault there. Yeah.
he had lots of success with Spider-Man. I'd be all for it. If it's as good as No Way Home, have my money.
Absolutely, yeah. He's done a pretty solid job. He got the Fantastic Four, right? So like Marvel obviously trust him with their first family, which is big, right? Cuz the
Yeah.
Fantastic Four is going to be a very big thing for the MCU in its own right. Um No Way Home was fantastic. You know, Homecoming is a pretty solid movie. Far From Home, eh, but like it's still a good movie. It's still solid. Um so he really hasn't done anything bad per se. And here's kind of a good list of what we know about this show. It's a High Republic era show. Grammar Rodeo, Favreau executive producer. Watts is in talks to direct at least one episode in a young cast. And I think there's also something else. No, I don't think there is. But I'm excited for Jon Watts. And Favreau executive producing is interesting
Mm-hmm.
because you would think he was only going to do the stuff in his universe. And an executive producer title because Ewan McGregor has it for Kenobi.
Yeah.
So like, and John Cena had it for Peacemaker. So like, I don't know how much influence. Now, like, it could be as something as simple as like they use the volume. So Favreau taught him how to use the volume and showed him what they could do with the volume.
Yeah.
But Watts directing episodes is really cool. He's a great young director, very talented. Um, Great with No Way Home. Like visually, one of the more stunning comic book movies. Emotionally, just on every level. And he's worked with younger actors, so it makes sense. Actors and actresses. Um, but what do you think about this rumored show overall? And uh, are you down with it?
I'm down with anything Star Wars right now. Gotta be real with you. I think Star Wars is having a big high point right now.
Not the Bad Batch, by the way.
No,
Sorry.
not the Bad Batch though. Um, yeah, I think right now they're having a bunch of high highs right now, and I honestly think they'd be pretty foolish right now to not capitalize on that. Uh, so yeah,
And
I
you
think
could do so much in this era, right? I mean,
yes,
um, in just the limited amount of books I've read, you got two interesting villains: the Nile, which are like space pirates that are very
yeah,
powerful, with Markion Row or Marcion Row or however you want to pronounce it. You got the Drengir, which are like uh, forced like plant like force creatures that are very powerful that the Sith even had to trap. So you could do something
hmm
really interesting there with like this show. And um, I've also heard it described as like a Harry Potter in space.
yeah,
So like it's not. I understand it's a young cast, but like I could also see it being like a Ghostbusters, right? The young kids get in trouble all the time. The rebels, the rebellious, and their master has to calm them down and teach them, like, oh, this is not the way. Because I don't know if you knew this, Alex, but you know the episode in the Clone Wars where Ahsoka takes the younglings to with Yoda to what's the planet where they get their crystals?
Damn it.
It's where Starkiller Base is, right?
Ilum.
Ilum. That was supposed to be a known show. They
Yeah.
pitched that to Cartoon Network as an entire show, a show about a master and younglings. So I feel like that's kind of what this is going to be. So I kind of now just thought of this. I have an inkling suspicion that maybe Dave's working on it, but I don't know how John and Dave are doing all of it. Like they're doing a lot,
They
right?
are. They
Mando
are.
season 3 they're filming right now. Gonna get done here in the next month.
Ahsoka.
John will be working on post production. Dave's gonna probably be running most of Ahsoka because he wrote all of it.
Hmm.
So I assume that's his thing.
Potentially Rangers.
Whatever happens with that, and John has executive producer on this Grammar Rodeo thing here, supposedly. So how does that all work, right? It kind of makes me a little worried that they've kind of spread themselves too thin, but I don't think John's going to have a massive role here. I think it's just going to be like, here's how you use the volume. This is what we do with the volume. Um, but I think it's going to be very exciting, and it's a good entry point for younger fans, obviously. But I also think it's not going to be Star Wars Resistance. I'm going to say that if it's in the live action realm, it will be there'll be some more adultish themes, right? Because like we talked about this even last week, I think when we talked about it, like what George did such a great job was he created these movies for 8 or 9 year olds, but he understand that 8 and 9 year olds were sophisticated enough to understand more adultish themes, right? So that's going to happen with this show. Just because you have a younger cast doesn't mean it can't be a good product that you can enjoy.
Mm.
And there's plenty of examples of that in media. But Full House, I mean, it's mostly a young cast, but it's a great show.
Yeah.
Um, do you got any other thoughts on this project? And
Again, more the merrier. I'm excited for any new Star Wars project. And again, Star Wars is having a real big high right now, and I think they're doing good work following up on that high.
yeah,